I was just reading, well, I wasn't reading, I was listening to CBS this morning, and they just released about half an hour ago the amount, and I didn't catch the amount, and I can't seem to find it when I Google. But they were talking about Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation, and they come out with how much that the Rockefeller Foundation had donated to the Clintons. So this is part of the ongoing saga with the Clintons now. What I wanted to say, though, it was something point something. It was a huge amount that was given to the foundation. Now then, the reason I'm showing this is I've put it up since I found out about my real name. I was kidnapped and by the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, and Bilderbergers. My own Uncle George, and this is Roosevelt's a Jew. And in essence, the Jewish run the Illuminati. And after they kidnapped me and took down my father, Edward VIII, who never married Wallace Simpson, my father, a decent, good man that they couldn't control, was married to Claudia O'Keefe from Madison, Wisconsin, sister to artist Georgia O'Keefe, my mom, a school teacher. And part of my family, she wasn't acceptable because, quote, she was a commoner. Well, look at Charles now. If you want to talk about marriage and another religion, my mom, as far as I know, it was married one time, and that's to my father. And he was married one time to my father, one child, and that's me. I'm the legal heir to the British Crown. I was kidnapped in 41 by these ugly people who stole my money with Elizabeth, and my uncle stole it. They've watched me and my sons here, Mark and Scott. Mark's heir after me, be tortured in ways that you can't comprehend. And now then, I'm just going to stop it there. I'm going to say this. The Rockefellers instigated all this. There's the Kennedys are kin on the, I guess, Mountbatten side to the Windsors. But anyway, Joe Kennedy was appointed ambassador to England by Roosevelt, Jewish. And, of course, Kennedy is Irish, of course. What a joke, the sick, ugly joke. But anyway, they're the ones that kidnapped me. And John Kennedy Jr. and his older brother used to fly into England to the embassy and stay with their dad, 36, till I was kidnapped in 41. So you can guess the two brothers were flying in before my kidnapping, at my birth, and just before my kidnapping. And I was dropped off in Moulton, Alabama, near Huntsville, where NASA was started in about 1952 or so. A Space Administration, Marshall Space Flight Center. Now then, I wanted to go to this. The Jews are so wrapped up in this. The United States and the Jews, and part of them Jews in my country, and the Windsors, so sick, helped kidnap me, take down my father with nothing but lies. They control the press, which I have put up here, and a lot of people have, and it doesn't seem to resonate with people. Okay, Hillary Clinton says she doesn't believe in conspiracies, and she boo-hoos it and says that points like it's mental illness to believe in a conspiracy. She's part of it. Her foundation just received, or I don't know if it was just received, but it was just reported on CBS News this morning about how much the Rockefeller Foundation gave to the Clinton. And when you say Clinton, it's Bill Clinton and Chelsea. Now, I want to bring Chelsea into this. She went to Oxford. So did a lot of other people. Henry Kissinger, the Jew that had me on the table he was on the Watergate tapes, the Gap. And they had me laid out on the table at a clinic at the trolley tracks over in College Park. I was taken there. And they had me paralyzed. I could hear what they were saying and about the phone call and the two doctors. These are doctors waiting on the phone call that my country had paid the ransom, what was asked, and it was Henry Kissinger on the line from, I assume, the Oval Office. Anyway, he was also Secretary of Defense and State under Nixon, and hey, he just endorsed Hillary Clinton a few months ago for the presidency. So you get the connection. She's a member of the Illuminati New World Order, which came to be after they kidnapped me, and they went in and took over everything British, installed their own monarchs here, Elizabeth and George the Sixth, my uncle, who helped kidnap me. And so the United States controlled everything when they controlled and took down Great Britain and stole everything from us. And they controlled, and this is not going to go up if I keep going. What I really wanted to say in it is the media knew about my kidnapping from the day it happened. They're controlled by the Rockefellers. And this whole foundation, I want to get this into, and maybe I sound like I'm going back and forth because I don't prepare the stuff. I go from memory, okay? And usually it's a little bit more organized. But, well, I was going to say something about the Clintons and going to college, Chelsea. Let me bounce back to that. My children, Mark did get to go to a college. He worked his way through working his self to death. And I didn't. I was busy taking care of a woman who I was told was my mother. She had a set of twins that she had killed. The family covered it up, and that's where I was dropped off. And I've put the birth certificates of Peggy and Carl, who were dead, and marked through by the state of Alabama, which is illegal, because they didn't put the right birth certificate dates of birth on it that they gave me. So it's almost like, who's going to do something about it, Nobody. But anyway, I wanted to get that in about the going to Oxford. Everybody should go and see all the people who've gone to Oxford. While I had to pick cotton. I had to do everything vile in the book to stay alive. And now I don't know if my children are alive, or I don't know. I wrote a book before I found out about my kidnapping. In 1983, I wrote a book in Atlanta about mind control and doctors. I'd worked for doctors. One of them was U.S. Congressman Larry McDonald, and the passenger plane he was on went down August 31st of 1983 with all the passengers aboard, the KAL, shot down by the Russian MiG. It went into the airspace. But Nixon was on that plane, and he was taken off in Juneau, Alaska. And history will tell us, whether it's true or not, that McDonald stayed on and went down with the rest of the passengers. I was told different. So where he's at, if he's dead, I don't know. But Larry Flint was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, while I was doing the book in Marietta. And of course, it was never published. And I've told what they did to me. They put antifreeze in me. And then it's a miracle that I lived, and I was illegally transported. This is April Fool Day of 1980, across the state line where I worked for the district attorney in Huntsville, Madison County District Attorney Fred Simpson, from May till the end of 1980. In the condition I was in, and wondering if my children were alive. Now I'm going to have to stop, or this is going to go out. But you know what? This has been told to me over the years by someone who, well, I'm not going to mention him. He ran for mayor of Huntsville, and a lot of people have died in Huntsville too. Alabama, the space where it started. But I'm going to lose my train of thought here, so maybe I should just quit here. The one thing, though, is that I was told is you're talking about the. I shouldn't have started this right now because I didn't get my thoughts together here. The Shriners. That's the big deal, the Shriners. That my money and hostage money was funneled into that also. And it's just so preposterous what they've done. The United States says that they don't pay hostage money, and yet they sure do I have to blank that out? I will. I'll blank it out. I won't say it. Words don't fit anyway, describe the hell and the injustice. But the United States sure collected hostage money in the way of illegal treaties, etc., etc. And I'm going to go and see if I can uplift this now, because if it's so hideous, the crimes and the pain and suffering. And look at these people. She's running for the presidency, and she doesn't believe in conspiracies. She's a member of the Illuminati herself.